I read this book because I liked the cover.
Wow. Hi, I'm Tanmay.
And hi, I'm Sushmita, and welcome to our channel, Fully Booked, where we talk about books with a special focus on South Asian authors.
And today we are going to review The White Tiger by Arvind Adiga.
Do you know what's so amazing about this book and how badass Arvind actually is? When he wrote this book in 2008, he won the Man Booker Prize in that same year, and this was his debut novel. I mean,
Whoa.
how badass is that?
Yeah, it's really badass, but not as badass as what I am attempting right now,
Which is what?
which is I am attempting a Nobel Prize on my debut PhD thesis.
Well, good luck with that, Tanmay.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate your tempered optimism.
But anyway, I had no idea what this book was about.
Look at the cover. Does it look like an adult novel to you guys? White Tiger. Well, look at this funky little font here.
Adult novel?
I mean, a novel for adults. You mean not for kids?
Nothing about this book
Yeah.
that can be construed as for kids, although the font may suggest
Yeah, it's
that
like
it's light-hearted and something that is, if anything, a comedy. But now having read the book, what do you think would be the genre for this book?
I think I would call this novel a drama novel because there's a lot of emotions under the surface that are being continuously brought to the fore. What
Okay.
about you?
I think this book could totally be um, a crime novel. I mean, hear me out. Right off the bat, you come to know that the narrator of this book, Balram Halwai, he's murdered his master and he's gotten away. And he's quite proud of the fact that he's done this murder.
Yeah, so this book is about the story of a domestic help. He is working in the family, an affluent family in Delhi, and he's helping them with the household chores like driving their car, bringing their groceries,
Hmm.
giving them massages and whatnot. The novel specifically focuses on how the family treats Balram Halwai on a daily basis, like how he gets humiliated, demeaned while he's on his job.
And it's written in first person. And I think that's what was very jarring for me because it was a completely different voice that I'm used to hearing.
You mean a voice in the first person is
No,
not?
not a voice in the first person, but a person whose first person voice I'm not used to hearing.
Oh, I see.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's this domestic help, and he's looking at the middle class or the upper class family that he works for from his perspective, and that's the voice that I'm talking about. And that's a voice which is describing people like us. But what about you?
Initially, I was confused. Like, why is this book written in first person?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is this Balram Halwai just describing mundane daily routines
Yeah.
in so much detail? But then, like, I understood why this was happening. This was done intentionally by the author.
Mm-hmm.
So, keeping Balram in the first person made me super angry at myself and people like me who
Okay.
have sometime in the past not treated domestic helpers fairly.
Are you saying that Arvind Adiga intends for us to feel bad for domestic help
I
that
think
we
so.
employ?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of absolutely he
Okay.
does that. What do you think he wrote this book in this specific way to make you feel bad about your own self, the middle class, upper middle class?
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely feels that it holds up a mirror, and a very critical mirror at the affluent class in India that we belong to. But it's also a fun, enjoyable
Read.
read.
Yeah. You mentioned it being fun. Would you call this a dark humor?
Oh yes, I think yeah, it is. It has bits of humor. This is a satire, This is dark humor. I saw myself laugh out loud
Yeah.
at some of the stupid, silly, dumb things
Balram would do.
Balram would do. Yeah, I found myself cackling. So yeah, dark humor for
Cackling.
sure. But I know you had a very different reaction as you were reading this book. Do you want to explain some of that feeling?
Yeah, like I said, like I was angry at myself. Like, why do I live in a society where domestic servants are not treated as human beings? Asking them to behave a certain way or behave like the person who's hiring them, I think this just left a bad taste. How is this happening around me and nobody talks about it?
Hmm.
You know, like why are domestic helpers not treated the same way as like maybe an employee, like a co-worker or something like that?
Also, another thing that I found interesting was that he completely showed me a way of life that I would never have access to. Because he talks about the servant to servant bonding,
Yeah.
and he gives me access to that in this book. So I found that I gobbled it up. And I don't know about you guys, but I know you felt angry and I felt angry too. So very effectively written book if you want to feel angry all the time.
This is probably the only book that will make you angry and will make you cackle. So we have talked about this book. It's been like 10 years, a decade almost since this book was published, 2008. First tell me why you read this book and then tell us why should anyone else bother about reading this book.
I read this book because I liked the cover.
Wow.
I
think I'm going to cackle.
So why I think you should read this book in 2018 if you are generally interested in South Asia and development and all of that. You should read this book because it takes a hard look at the cost of economic progress. What it really means for a person to make it big in India, how those definitions are murky. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there is a lot of moral gray area that the reader will have to make him or herself comfortable with if he wants to engage with the characters.
What would you tell people as to why this book is important to be read now?
Right now, I think you should read this book right now because we want to make money off of this video. So go to the link down below. You should read this book because you want to make us rich.
There's nothing like that, guys. But seriously, no, why?
Seriously, I think you should read this book in 2018 because you want to understand what are the hopes and aspirations of India that has been left behind. What is the lives of domestic helpers? Even if it's like maybe one example of it, you start to think about their lives. So, and those are the people who have not benefited as much as the middle class has from the economic revolution in India, like since the 1990s.
I think that this book deserves to win the Booker Prize. I want to really research this book. You hear so much criticism, people just complaining.
Spewing venom against this book.
Yeah.
They hate it. They hate it that it's even published,
Yeah.
let alone getting recognition, that it got recognition on the world stage.
Right. So there's all of that online. Let us know if you think this book was worthy of a prize or not. But
In the comments down.
always wanted to do this.
Yes.
It brings us to the last segment of our video here, where we read out some mean reviews from the internet about the book we love. So do you want to read one?
Yeah, sure. Among the many hilarious reviews that we read online, we are going to read out just a couple of them for you. This was written by Ria on Goodreads. She is not impressed by this book at all. Okay. She says, "This is not a novel to be tossed aside lightly. It should be thrown away with great force."
I'm not even making this up, guys. The person who wrote this review is called Jay-Z.
And his review is quite lyrical.
It's a total gem. So Jay-Z says, "This book isn't even shit. It is the ass baby that shit had when it mated with gonorrhea, it's what that baby aspires to be when it grows up. Kill me now.
Okay, guys. So this is a wrap from the two of us. It was really fun bringing the book review to you. If there is anything you would like to share with us, please feel free to comment in the comment section below, and subscribe to us on Fully Booked if you want us to continue producing such cool.
Amazing content. So signing off from the University of Illinois, this is Tanmay
And this is Sushmita.
bye folks.
Bye bye. Is that cackling?
No. Well, I'm just going to call him by his first name because
Alright. We all know you have crush on him.
he might be watching this video for all you know.
Sure. If Arvinda just texted me, okay, it was like, why are my book sales run? I was like, okay, let me make a video for it, bro.